Welcome back to First Edition. Republican presidential candidates are converging on the snowbound state of Iowa for the first in the nation caucuses today. Former President Donald Trump has hit new highs in his polling lead over his opponents. A recent poll showing his support among Republican-aligned voters at more than 70%. His closest rivals, Ron DeSantis and Nikki Haley, have a satisfaction rating of 61% and 48% respectively. President Joe Biden has received considerably lower figures in a recent poll among Democrats, only 57% of whom say they would be satisfied with him as the party's nominee. We're going to take you live now to Indianola, Iowa, where Donald Trump is holding a rally ahead of the Iowa caucuses. Let's listen in.
We are going to put on Mexico a 25% tax or tariff on every car. You know, they sold 32% of our car industry. I don't know if you know that, Jim. 32% of our car industry has been taken out of the United States. It's made in Mexico. They have factories that you wouldn't believe. They go miles long, bigger factories than what we have. They stole it over the years. Not with me. I stopped it. I was going to put a charge of if they make a car in Mexico, sell it in the United States, I was going to put a 30% tariff on it. And they decided not to build those particular factories. But nobody else does that stuff. So I said, here's the story. You're going to either do it or I'm going to put a 25% tax on every single product coming into the United States from Mexico. And that'll be far more money than the money that we're talking about. And he said, sir, may I make a phone call, please? Do you know the sign of a choker? It's when they start grabbing their neck because they can't breathe. Dan Gable never choked. He doesn't know what I'm talking about because he didn't choke. That guy was a winner. He's only like 150, I think 150-1. I don't know. I think he had COVID for the one or something. I don't know what the hell. But the greatest guy, even Jim Jordan, who was an All-American, three-time All-American, he said, nope, Dan was the greatest of them all. Do you still say that? That's pretty good, Dan. I mean, it's not chopped liver here, right? But anyway, so I said, all right, come on, you have 5 minutes. Just call up the president. And he walks back. Sir, on behalf of the president of Mexico, it would be my great honor to give you 28,000 soldiers free of charge. Give you remain in Mexico. Give you catch and release in Mexico. The guy's going like, ah. And we got it all. And we had the safest border in the history of our country. It was pretty amazing, and it was pretty easy. Under Biden, the USA has become a dumping ground to the world. And speaking of Mexico, you know, Biden's people went to see them 2 days ago. Mexico said, we want $5 billion just to talk. I said, what? They want $5 billion to talk. And you know what our guy said? We'll consider it. These are the worst. These are the worst people. And it's not even like bad. They're stupid people, okay? They're stupid. They're stupid. In New York City last week, American school children were kicked out of class so that the school could be turned into a migrant camp. And think of this, a migrant camp. Biden puts America last. I put America first. Our border is so important, so important. Now, I do something, and because it's sad, we don't have a lot to do, okay? But boy, we're going to have a lot to do tomorrow. And you have a lot to do today to talk to your friends, right? Tomorrow's the big day, but we have a little time. Does anybody want to hear the snake? You want it? Takes about, okay. Because I think it's so appropriate. Jim Jordan's never heard this before, I don't think. But it's so appropriate, and it has to do with people coming into your country. It has to do with who they are. You know what you're getting. We know what we're getting. We're getting terrorists. We're getting jailbirds. We're getting guys that were major drug lords coming into our country, staying here. And they're not going to be school teachers. They're not going to be innocent people. They're going to cause tremendous harm and death. And so this is called The Snake. And this was an old rock and roll song, but, you know, amended somewhat. To be honest, probably every word is amended almost by me. But I think it's very instructive, and I think it's very important, actually. On her way to work one morning, down the path along the lake, a tender-hearted woman saw a poor, half-frozen snake. His pretty colored skin had been all frosted with the dew. Poor thing, she cried, I'll take you in, and I'll take care of you. Take me in, O tender woman. Take me in for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman, sighed the vicious snake. She wrapped him up all cozy in a comforter of silk and laid him by her fireside with some honey and some milk. She hurried home from work that night, and soon as she arrived, she found the pretty snake she'd taken in had been revived. Take me in, O tender woman, take me in for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman, cried the vicious snake. She clutched him to her bosom. You're so beautiful, she cried. But if I hadn't brought you in by now, you truly would have died. She stroked his pretty skin again and kissed and held him tight. But instead of saying, thank you, ma'am, the snake gave her a vicious bite. Take me in, O tender woman. Take me in for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman, sighed the vicious snake. I saved you, cried the woman, and you've bitten me, but why? You know your bite is poisonous, and now I'm going to die. Shut up, silly woman, said the reptile with a grin. You knew damn well I was a snake before you took me in.
All right. Former President Donald Trump reading some poetry to his faithful voters there in Iowa, and the former president cancelled 3 of his 4 in-person campaign events that he was due to speak at because of the extreme weather that we're seeing in Iowa at the moment. We're going to have the latest on the Iowa caucuses all throughout the day here on Sky News, so stay with us for that.